for this?
Okay.
Oh,
First of all, you just you should say hello and introduce Mr. Rick first. Yeah. Yeah.
Nhưng mà giới thiệu ổng.
Yeah. Giới thiệu ông sẽ.
This is Mr. Rick Gilmore. He is the president of the Global Food Safety Forum. And we are in the workshop this morning with about 150 enterprises. And now I have two questions from a journalist of the truyền hình Vĩnh Long TV. Yeah. The first question is up to you. What is the basic difference between the FSMA with the kind to test to control the quality of FDA the last time? What is the difference, the basic difference between the FSMA and the way to
I see.
control
Before.
of FDA before?
Well, FSMA, the Food Safety Modernization Act, expanded greatly the authority of the Food and Drug Administration. Prior to that, its role in food safety was extremely limited. And actually, the U.S. Department of Agriculture was more, in my judgment, the lead agency. And then when they wanted to unify as much as possible the regulatory systems, so they expanded FDA because technically FDA comes under the Department of Health and Human Services. So it made administrative sense to provide greater authority for FDA in most areas. And when it comes to livestock and live plants and catfish, USDA retained control.
And how to build the brand for the Vietnamese food and Vietnamese agriculture food products to be well recognized and to be well received in the United States or Europe market?
Well, of course, we haven't done a systematic study, but I can just tell you anecdotally, Vietnamese food is extremely popular now in the United States. American consumers have grown, particularly in the cities, much more sophisticated than once was thought. And so you can see where I live in Washington, D.C., there's pho restaurants all over the city. And people love Vietnamese food, I think, and it's recognized, and there's an appreciation for it. The risk is that with that consumer predisposition in favor of Vietnamese food, the risk is to send bad product or inferior product that will undermine the progress that's been made in the market.
And you think that with the vegetables or the fruit or the catfish of Vietnam, how to expand the export amount to the United States market now?
Well, there are different strategies, of course, for each product category. There's niche marketing strategies for certain products. There's with the consolidation of the retail sector in the United States, the whole procurement system has changed. So the level of intermediaries buying for distribution to the food chains is going down. The food chains are buying directly. And you have, for example, and you visited Walmart. Walmart, one of our biggest retail chains, is now moving very decisively into organic product. They were among the first to require their suppliers to identify their carbon footprints from the point of view of how much carbon is in their life cycle of production. So there is now more and more direct contact between the retailer and the originator of the product. But of course, there's the niche market strategy as well for Vietnam for specialty Vietnamese products.
Like
Good.
a show.